I'm going to look into ChatGPT Plus now. So this is the paid version of ChatGPT. It comes in around about $20 per month per user. Obviously, you don't need to pay for it for every single user in the organization. It may just be a couple of people that are doing maybe marketing or fundraising or strategy and things like that. But it really is it's worth having a few people paying for these advanced features of AI. You know, the language models that we use day to day, and many of you, I imagine, already using, are fantastic. But using these paid versions, it really does have some big benefits. So what I'm going to be focusing on is custom GPTs. So what are custom GPTs? Custom GPTs are tailored versions of ChatGPT that you can personalize to fit your organization's specific needs and workflows. They allow you to define behaviors, tone, and knowledge areas, making them a perfect fit for unique tasks and operations. Why would we want to use them? So efficiency, so we can automate repetitive tasks and free up time for more strategic work. Consistency, ensuring responses follow your organization's branding, tone, and specific guidelines. And specialization, creating a tool that understands your sector's jargon, processes, priorities, and what you want to achieve as an organization. Some of the key features of custom GPTs is how you can define that the GPT should behave and interact with users. You can upload specific information or data sets to enhance its expertise. And build GPTs designed to handle particular tasks such as drafting policies, managing FAQs, creating reports. So I'm going to go through how to build a custom GPT, so how to access it, setting it up, configuring it, and then testing it and refining it. So I'm just going to switch over to my web browser now. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to show you here. So this is my version of ChatGPT, ChatGPT Plus. And with this, you get a lot of different features. So you get lots of different GPT models for a start. You also get the ability to customize your own ChatGPT. So first of all, I give it custom instructions for how I want it to behave in general. So this gives us information about who we are and what we do. So it has some context already. So I haven't got to keep providing context in every interaction I have. And this is really fantastic. One of the things I always like to say is British English, to get rid of all those Zs that it puts in if you use ChatGPT a lot or Copilot. But that's one of the things that's really good to do. It's just all new chats you have, it just knows your business model, your organization model. And then we can look at custom GPTs. So if I go to customize ChatGPT, my GPTs, there are a number of pre-defined custom GPTs that I've already built and that I'm going to use for today's demonstration. Here's a couple that I use internally, so creating my own LinkedIn posts. So if you don't follow me on LinkedIn, please do. Hopefully you'll see some fantastic content on there, mostly produced by ChatGPT, but quite a bit by myself as well. We also have a client FAQ, which we can share, so anyone with a link can access that and ask questions directly about our organization. And we've completely customized that to how we work, looking at our website and our internal documentation that we want to share with our clients. But these are the ones I'm going to use for today's demonstration. So I've come up with an organization a little bit different to Pav's one, called Meow Mission, Rescuing Cats. And we'll look at a couple of tools today and see how much time we've got. But the first one here is a content creation tool. So a lot of marketers are obviously using ChatGPT and Copilot, and this is an idea of how it works. So you can literally click create a new ChatGPT, and you're given this screen here. So here I am. You basically give it a name, very simple, content creation tool, and a description. This just tells you what it does. And then this is the really important part, is the instructions. So I'm setting a set of instructions so that every message and every bit of information I put in, I don't have to redefine the interaction. So use British English, like we've already talked about. This tool is designed to create engaging online content for a not-for-profit organization using X, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I've given it its branding guidelines, mission statement, brand tone, and it's going to be different language for different GPTs, because this one's going to be using positive, uplifting language. You know, we don't want to be overly formal or technical because it's, again, accessible on social media. The pillars of our messaging, calls to action, so some ideas of how we talk and our campaigns, and some statistics on our impact as well over the last year. So again, all of this information I've put in so that it knows all of this before I start. I haven't got to start like that. And then with that information, you can put as much or as little detail in there as you want. You can add conversation starters, so a few ideas there, and you can actually upload files. So you can have Maybe you can have a set of files which include your brand guidelines, your mission statement, your tone of voice, all of these things that you might have in an organization. You can upload it straight into the GPT. And then you can sit here and test it and refine it to see how it works. So one good thing as well is you can share this too. So you can share it just obviously with yourself, anyone with a link, or share it internally to your organization. This is really good for either creating, like I say, the FAQs that we created earlier, or for internally working together and having a bit of information. So let's first of all go back and then we'll look at how it works in person. So there's some prompts I've created earlier. Let me just get those up on my screen. And I'll show you how this works now. So we'll go back. So here are the list of the custom GPTs I've created. I've clicked on the Meow Mission content creation tool. And this tells me a bit about who it is and who's created it. And I'm going to say, okay, create a social media post for our event promoting cat adoption, PERS reports, create images to go with the post. And that's, very little information I've given it, but because of all the context it's got in the background, it's going to be able to give me a lot more detailed information. This is the image creation section here. And to be fair, for ChatGPT, this is pretty good. It's actually spelt things right. It does have an issue with spelling, and sometimes in some of my custom GPTs, I say, don't put any text on images because of the spelling, but this is quite a good image here. Social media posts. So again, it's done different posts based on different platforms because, again, as if you're a marketer, you will know each of the platforms have a different target audience and different ways of using the algorithm. So it's going to try and define those based on each of the social medias. So a Facebook post, an Instagram post, and a Twitter post. Again, that's obviously short and sharp. I'll say, okay, but now I want to use that content to also create a content for an event page for our website. And again, it's using the content that it's already got above, as in the event details, as well as all the context about our organization that we've predefined. And again, everything you need to add in, it's just put in the square brackets. Obviously, you do need to review the information, but it's really, really good at looking at different ways of doing this and different ways of laying out the data based on how you're using the data. And then lastly, I'm going to say, create a blog showcasing the success of the event with over 100 attendees and many more cats. That's what I was going to say, cats rescued. And again, I've used the same information, all of the context in the background, and this created me now a blog post, which I can put on my website. So I've got social media posts, an event page, and then a blog post talking about the success of the event. It's all within seconds, all very, very defined to my organization and how I want it to work. Or in this case, Meow Mission. It's got some really good content in there, and you can link these together. So it's really good. You can copy and paste that. So I'm just going to show you another one now. Oh, sorry, keep going to the wrong one. My GPTs, and this is another one I've created here called grant writing support. So this is again more of an internal one. So if I go to Edit GPT, so grant writing support GPT, assisting drafting grant proposals for funding. This GPT will be used to assist in drafting grant proposals for our charity Meow Mission. So again, the tone is going to be very different. So it's formal and persuasive because we're looking at creating grant documents. We're going to be looking at structuring clear responses, headings and bullet points, and aligning with the missions and goals. And then we want to emphasize urgency of saving cats and the measurable impact. So it's very, very different to the content creation tool because we're looking at how we can use it to create grant information. But again, I've used the same mission statement. I've put some details of the programs that we run as a Meow Mission. So again, I created these using ChatGPT in the first place. So different initiatives that we've used, cat adoption drives, that kind of thing. So it's got a bit of information, and again, more and more context. The more context you give ChatGPT, the better it's going to get at getting me the answers. So that's the context I've given it in the background. Again, I could have uploaded documents and other things like that. And I can share this. And if I go back now, I've drafted a few prompts as well. So draft a 500-word grant proposal to look to a local council seeking funding for a mobile veterinary unit. It's gone away. It's used the data I've got in the background. And again, I need to insert the content there, the dates, the local council names. But it's, again, a much more formal style of writing, much more persuasive and driven, looking at a very different audience than our content creation tool. So it's giving us program descriptions, objectives, budgets. And again, all of these you'll have to put in, but I've obviously given it pre-information into what we're looking to do. So it's giving this the impact and the conclusion. So that's a letter style. And then I can put in, okay, find other funders that might be interested in this proposal. And this is actually going to now go and search the web. So it's going to search the web and give me funders that may be looking at that, and actually provide links to these other funders. When I did this before, it came up with about 10 or 15 different funders, which is fantastic, because if you're looking, for funding applications, you can actually put in your grant proposal and then say, right, who could be out there and fund it? If I click on here as well, the sources are clicked, so it's going to show me where I can go to apply for these grants. And look, there's some brilliant ones here. And you can say, okay, give me more information on the pet rescue grant. Provide more information on pet rescue grant. Oh, help if I can spell it right. And again, it's going to go away, search the web. It's added more links here as well, but it's going to tell us a bit about the grant details, and there's 2 different grants available. And then I can also say, okay, that's really fantastic. Rewrite my grant proposal for the pet rescue grant. Ooh. Obviously, I can't spell rescue today. And again, it's going to look at it, and it's going to look at those web pages and those sources and provide me a grant written proposal based on what they want to see. Again, look how quick that is. And I could go through and do this for all, I don't know how many it came up with there. It came up with 10 different grant funding places. I could go and get this written for 10 different grant funders in a matter of minutes and go and submit these on their websites or via email. And you can actually ask it, how do I submit it? Obviously, a lot of them are going to be through the web. And this is another idea I had from this as well, was create a GoFundMe page for this grant proposal. So you could look at GoFundMe as well. And it will know what GoFundMe is. It's going to search on the web to find out what GoFundMe is. And it's going to say, okay, this is what we're going to put together for that. And it's going to, again, use different content and different information for that. But it's all different ways of doing it. Let's put that forward for us. It's given us solutions, why we need it, what we're trying to raise, our impact, all of those amazing things. And it's going to have the donation link and all those kind of things. And then you can actually go back to your content creation tool and say, okay, create social media posts to highlight our GoFundMe page. And then, you can go around in circles with this, do more and more, but see how quickly I can put this together. It's really, really simple and easy to do. And as long as it's got the context in the background, I haven't got to keep giving it that context. So I can just keep going back. It knows what I've already done, how I'm working, and the information about my organisation, my charity. I'm just a bit nervous of time here because I do have one more, but I'll have quickly show you the last one. So this is done, again, like a Facebook post, Instagram post. I didn't even ask it to do Instagram, LinkedIn. Hasn't done X this time for some reason, but I can obviously ask it to do that. So the last one I've created here is simplifying policy documents. So I'll show you this one. So again, this is more of an internal one. So to assist staff or stakeholders by generating concise and easy to understand summaries. If I look at the information, it says understand summaries of lengthy policy documents while maintaining accuracy and highlighting key points. Professional, clear and approachable tone. Avoid overly technical language and plain English wherever possible. Focus on the main points of the document. Use bullet points, short paragraphs, and prioritize actionable insights, roles, responsibilities, key takeaways. So again, it's about breaking down those lengthy policy documents so you can give people like an overview. So we're going to try this now as well. So what I can do, I've got a policy document that I created earlier using ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste that in. I'm going to say, simplify this document. You can actually upload documents. I have found that the upload is actually a lot better if you connect it to your OneDrive or to your Google Drive. If you upload from your computer, it does seem to get stuck half the time. So if you're going to use documents quite a lot, it's definitely better to connect if you can. I'm just going to paste it in. So I've got quite a long document here. Hopefully that's put it all in. And it's going to give me, this is a volunteer guidelines document, which again I've made up using ChatGPT. And again, it's going to literally turn this, quite lengthy document here into bullet points and real, easy to digest information that we can share with our team and our staff. That may be a bit easier for them to digest. You can actually say as well, it's looking at UK law as well. So I asked it to do that. and then we say, okay, create an email to staff highlighting the key information. That's what I say, and linking to the main document. And here we go. It's going to create that information straight on an email, so you can share that with your staff or your new staff, and it just gives them the key points, but it also links to the main document, because it's obviously important they see the main document, but they've got the key points there in an email. And again, it's turned a really lengthy document into a few key bullet points here. Really, really easy to do. And you could even say, I tried this one earlier as well, create a volunteer advert based on this policy. So if we're looking for new volunteers that want to be able to stick to our volunteer guidelines, then it's actually going to create, again, it's got all of the context in the background. It's going to create a volunteer advert based on that policy. So you can see, in, 10, 15 minutes there, I've got social media tools created, I've got policy documents, grant finding information, I've searched the web, and there's some real good and easy ways to do that. But these custom GPTs are really, really powerful. So it definitely is a way of, sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong one. Creating these in advance, so you haven't got to keep giving the context and the information that you want. So it's a really, really good way of kind of making sure that all of your team have the same content, the same background across all of your marketing opportunities.